Hi friends, welcome to this video which is me embroidering a black linen dress that I got from an op shop a while back. I asked the lovely people of Instagram to give me some suggestions of things to embroider and you guys delivered. There were so many cool suggestions, but I settled on little blue flowers and leaves from Esther. They're just going to go underneath the collar, just there. But before I started embroidering, I first just wanted to look up some inspiration and draw up some designs because really I had no idea what I was doing. Okay. So you're going to grab your interfacing and your embroidery hoop. Those two are going to go underneath and then that one just on top. Make sure it's nice and tight while you're embroidering. And now for my favourite part, looking at all the gorgeous embroidery threads and picking out my colours. So I went for heaps of blue colours and just a few green. To thread it through, I just take the thread and, you guessed it, thread it through. I'm not really sure how to explain this, you just kind of have to do it and figure out what works for you. And then at the end I tie a whole bunch of knots. I'm kind of terrified of embroidery coming out while you're wearing it or in the wash, so I always do way too many knots than what you actually need, but I suppose better safe than sorry. After finishing all the stems and leaves, I started on my first blue flower. You bring the needle up and you create a star shape, and then bringing it up right next to the middle, you go over, under, and you do that until it's all filled up and you get a shape that you want. This stitch is called the woven wheel stitch, so if you actually want to look it up, I'd just go to a tutorial. I'm not going to be very good at explaining any of these. The next one is a lazy daisy stitch. You bring it up and when you're going back down, you come up just a little bit away. I don't know how to explain this one either. But you loop the thread around that needle and just pull the rest of the needle through. It's going to create a teardrop shape. Don't pull too hard or else it'll lose its shape. And then you're going to just put your needle down right on the other side to secure it in place. And you do that for the rest of the petals. Then came the French knots. Basically, you pull up your needle, wrap the thread around it, and just chuck it straight back down. That one's really simple and they can look really cool. And then I just continued using these stitches for all the different flowers. And then to finish it all off, I just used a fishbone leaf stitch to add some leaves. Basically, you just start with the one stitch in the middle, and then the next ones you bring up, you basically just do a fishtail braid type situation. Just bring it back over. And that completed all of the embroidering. So I just flipped it over and I bring my needle underneath some other thread so that when I tie the knot, it's nice and secure all together. I also tie as many knots as I can. Now you can take off the embroidery hoop, cut away the majority of the interfacing and start ripping it out with your fingers. When you can no longer rip it out with your fingers, usually I use the needle just to get in those little nooks and crannies to get all of it out. And here is the finished dress. I think it took me around 5 hours to complete through all the steps. And I'm very happy with the finished product. I think it looks really cool. I'm not sure whether I'll keep it or I'll give it away or sell it, something like that. So I guess stay tuned to see what happens to it. I hope you've enjoyed watching this. I hope it was relaxing for you and a bit of fun. I had heaps of fun making this. If you want to see more stuff like this or you want to support me, please subscribe, like, all that jazz. You probably know how it goes, but I would really appreciate it. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye.